Hi, this is Ray Watkins here, and this is my participant for this project here. This is Anita, and she is our beginning resistance training client, and we're going to be demonstrating our 3 lower body exercises that I've programmed for you today. So our first one is what we call a modified cook squat. So what this will be doing, it's a compound exercise, but it's body weight, using body weight so that we can warm up the hamstrings and execute the motions of the squat motion there. So, Anita, I'll go ahead and show you how this is going to look. We're going to start with your feet in between your hips and your shoulders, and I'm going to have you take about a 30-degree external rotation of your toes. Very good. Maybe start with the hands right here on your thighs. We're going to have a nice neutral spine position, so chest is up, head is straight ahead. Now our first movement is going to be sliding the hands down our thighs by pushing our hips back, keeping the weight on our heels. Once we feel the stretch in the hamstrings, I would like you to maintain that flat back posture, and I want you to place those hands out in front and squat, keeping your heels on the ground. Very good. And then we'll stand right back up. One more time. So hands down here onto the sides, back nice and flat, heels down, 30 degrees out, externally rotated. We're going to push the hips back into that hamstring stretch, sliding the hands down. Once we feel the hamstring stretch, keeping the heels down, back flat, we're going to move those hands out and give me a squat. Very good, and back up. All right, Anita, I'm going to have you perform this now. So I'm going to have you turn this way here so we can see how this goes. So I'm going to have you start in your starting position. So feet in between your hips and your shoulders. Feet turned out about 30 degrees. Very good. Hands onto the front of your thighs here. Nice neutral spine position. Head straight, eyes down towards the corner. Back stays flat. So our first movement, we're going to slide those hands down, keeping the weight on your heels and stretching your hamstrings. Once you get to the point of mild discomfort, stretch there. I'm going to have you bring the hands out in front and sit down. Very good. And then stand all the way back up. Let's go ahead and do that one more time. So, foot placement there in between the hips and the shoulders. Feet turned out 30 degrees. Back flat, head straight. We're going to go ahead and keep the back flat as we go ahead and stretch the hamstrings by bringing the hips back. Very good. Once you feel those hamstrings stretch, right there, move into that squat by bringing your hands. There we go. And stand all the way up nice and tall. Very good. Hands on your thighs. Chest up nice and tall. Flat back. Head neutral. Right? Weight's going to be on your heels. Feet in between your hips and shoulders. I'm going to have you go ahead and push the hips back and stretch the hamstrings by sliding those hands down. Good. Right? When you get to there where the back starts to round, I would like you to place your hands in front and squat down. There we go. And back up. We're going to do that one more time here. So as the hands come out in front, I want you to squat as well. So here we go. Sliding the hands down. Back stays flat. Stretching the hamstrings right there. Now as the hands come up, I want you to go ahead and squat down. And back up. Very good. All right, so now we're moving to our second lower body exercise. This is a dumbbell chair squat. So this is going to be working pretty much all of the muscles of the lower body, basically focused on the glutes, the quads, getting some hamstring activation in there as well, and also using our core to keep proper mechanics. So I'm going to demonstrate this for you first, Anita, without any weight. So I'm going to have you stand in front of the chair, feet in between the hips and the shoulders, with a slight 30-degree external rotation of the toes. Now this one here, we're going to be using a dumbbell when we try it, so I want you to mimic that you have a dumbbell right in front of you. This is called a goblet position. This is going to help keep your chest up, right? So we keep that chest up, eyes straight ahead. Our first motion is back, weight on our heels towards the chair. We come down, and then we're going to come right back up. So I'll give you a lateral view here. Feet in between the hips and the shoulders. Right here, hips back, head up, chest up, touching, and back up. So we really want to make sure we keep the weight on the midfoot and the heel. We want to make sure that our toes do not extend too far in front. Our knees don't go too far in front of the toes. That's going to put anterior displacement onto those ACLs, and we don't want that. Okay, so it's your turn now here. So we're gonna go with no weight. There we go, feet in between the hips and the shoulders. I want you to widen your feet out just a bit. There, you widen them out a little bit more. And I want your toes a little bit more straight. There you go, right around there. All right, so you have that fake dumbbell up in front there. So you're holding that there, all right? So what I'll have you do is maintain that nice neutral spine position, head straight. I want you looking down into that corner there. And I want you to squat down, sit back, weight on your heels, and go ahead and touch that chair. And then ride back up. Very good. Now, as we come down, I really want you to focus on trying not to let your knees come in too much. All right? So try to keep your knees in line with your hips as you come down here. It's a very common imbalance there. And back up. We'll do that one more time. Weight back on your heels. All right, your knees not going in front of your toes. We're standing up tall. Very good. I'm going to have you do the same thing. And now you're going to use a weight right here. All right, so keeping that weight up in front. All right, shoulder blades back, chest up, heels stay down. I'm going to have you go ahead and sit the hips back, keeping your chest up, and touching the chair, and then right back up. Very good. Let's try that one more time. Head up, chest up, weight on your heels, sitting back so that your knees do not go in front of your toes. There you go, and then back up. Very good. All right, so now we're going to perform the chair squat with the dumbbell. So feet in between the shoulders and the hips here. Actually, I want you to widen them back out just a little bit more. 30 degrees, pointed out, very good. Chest up, back is nice and flat, head is neutral. Looking straight down there. Now, keeping that right up by your chin, I want you to sit your hips back and go ahead and have a seat. Good. Keeping those knees behind the toes, right? Keeping them in line with your hips and the weight on the midfoot. Let's go ahead and do that again one more time. Bring that back. Good. And back up. Very good. Our next lower body movement is going to be a glute hip bridge. So we're going to be strengthening especially the gluteus maximus and then also the low back stabilizers, erector spinae, quadratus lumborum, some of those muscles there. So Anita, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate this for you here. So what I'll have you do is you're going to lay flat with your back on the mat here. All right, knees are going to be at 90 degrees and I would like your feet about hip width apart. Now very importantly, we're going to keep contact with your heels on the mat. Hands are going to be down here. Now to execute this exercise, I want you to push through your heels, squeeze your glute muscles right here, and extend your hips up as far as you can, squeezing your glutes. Give me a 1 second hold, and then we're going to return this back to the starting position. All right, we're going to make sure we exhale on effort. So as your hips come up, exhale out, and come back in a slow and controlled manner right here. Very important we keep our head and shoulder blades on the mat as well. We're not performing a crunch. So we'll keep our head and shoulder blades back against the mat, neutral spine position. Push the heels, squeeze the glutes, 2, 3, exhale, and back down. All right, you ready to try it? And go. All right, so that's it. So we have our head and shoulder blades flat on the mat here. All right, heels are going to be down, hip width apart, toes facing straight ahead. There you go. Very good. All right, so for this movement to work, I'm going to need you to push through your heels, extend your hips up, squeeze those glutes, 1, 2, and then back down. Very good. Now I want you to exhale on effort. So as these come up, you exhale out. Ready? 1, 2, 3. That's it. And relax, bring it down. We're gonna do that one more time. Push through the heels, contract the glutes, exhale out, and then back in. Very good.